It doesn't just fly, it commands. The F-47 isn't designed to be another fast, sleek fighter in America's arsenal. It was conceived to be something far more ambitious, a leader in the sky, capable of directing an entire squadron of unmanned wingmen. For decades, the U.S. Air Force has relied on aircraft like the F-15, F-16, F-22, and F-35. They're powerful, yes, but they're also expensive, vulnerable, and alone. Every time a fighter goes up, one pilot's life is at risk. One missile could mean one less aircraft in the fleet. The F-47 flips that logic upside down. Instead of one jet, one pilot, one chance. It's one pilot with many drones, creating a multiplying effect that overwhelms enemy defenses and ensures survivability through numbers. And here's the most important part. This isn't just a concept on paper. Tests and prototypes are already proving that the F-47 could be the fighter that never fights alone. In this video, you'll discover the radical design choices that make the F-47 different from the F-22 and F-35, how its drone, loyal wingmen, could change the future of air combat, the hidden controversies, cost, trust, and control that may determine if this jet ever reaches the battlefield. So, buckle up, because what you're about to see isn't just a new fighter, it's a new philosophy of war. To understand why the F-47 exists, you need to look back at how air combat has evolved over the last half-century. In the Cold War, speed and altitude ruled the skies. Jets like the F-15 and F-16 dominated because whoever saw the enemy first usually won. Then came stealth, the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II, designed to strike before being seen at all. But as powerful as those fighters are, they revealed a dangerous problem. Each one costs well over $100 million. Losing a single aircraft means losing an elite pilot. And in future wars, facing China or Russia's massive missile networks, even the best stealth fighter might not come home. The Air Force needed a new approach. Not another lone wolf jet, but a force multiplier. That's where the F-47 comes in. Born from the lessons of Vietnam's attrition battles, sharpened by Iraq and Afghanistan's endless patrols, and now tailored for the Pacific, this jet was imagined as a commander in the sky. Instead of flying solo, the F-47 would lead unmanned wingmen, drones that can scout ahead, jam enemy radars, or even sacrifice themselves to protect the pilot. The idea is simple. Make one fighter worth 10. And that changes everything. At first glance, the F-47 looks like a typical stealth jet. Sleek, angular, built to vanish from radar. But appearances are deceiving. What makes the F-47 revolutionary isn't just its shape, it's the philosophy behind it. Traditional fighters depend on stealth and speed to survive. The F-47 takes a different path, survivability through numbers. Here's how. Stealth-first design. The F-47 uses radar-absorbing materials and a refined body profile to cut its radar signature down to almost nothing. In hostile airspace, that buys precious seconds. The difference between striking first or never striking at all. Extended range. Built for the vast distances of the Pacific Theater, it can operate far longer without relying on vulnerable air bases or tankers. Unmanned wingmen. Instead of one pilot versus the enemy, the F-47 arrives with a digital squadron. Drones can spread out, flank, decoy, or even absorb enemy fire, keeping the pilot alive and the mission intact. Networked brain. The jet is essentially a flying command center, able to connect with satellites, ground stations, and allied aircraft in real time. The result? A fighter that doesn't just evade the enemy, it outnumbers them, overwhelms them, and dictates the battle on its own terms. It's not just another stealth jet. It's an airborne quarterback, calling plays and leading a team that never flies alone. Every revolutionary aircraft has a defining feature. For the F-47, it isn't the engines, the stealth coating, or even the airframe. It's the loyal wingmen, a fleet of unmanned drones designed to fly alongside it. These aren't simple scouts. Each drone can be tailored for a specific mission. Reconnaissance, scouting far ahead, feeding the pilot real-time intelligence. Decoys, lighting up enemy radar and drawing fire away from the manned jet. Electronic warfare, jamming communications and blinding enemy sensors. Strike capability, carrying bombs, missiles, or even kamikaze payloads straight into enemy defenses. The vision is astonishing. One pilot in an F-47 controlling 4 to 6 drones at once. On the pilot's display, each drone appears as an extension of the jet's reach. Instead of one fighter, the enemy suddenly faces a pack, and the pack always hunts smarter, faster, and harder than a lone wolf. This is the moment air combat shifts, no longer about a duel between pilots, but about who commands the smarter swarm. And for the first time, the human pilot isn't flying alone. He's the quarterback in the sky, calling plays with a team that can't feel fear or fatigue. The F-47 isn't just being designed for today's battlefield. It's being built with the next 30 years in mind. Here's how the Air Force envisions its growth. Artificial intelligence integration. The loyal wingman drones won't always need the pilot's constant hand on the controls. With advanced AI, they'll soon be able to make split-second decisions on their own, evading missiles, attacking targets, or covering the manned jet without direct orders. Next-gen sensors. Beyond stealth, the F-47 will carry an array of advanced sensors, infrared, electronic warfare suites, and data fusion systems. That means the pilot doesn't just see the battlefield, they own it, with a 360-degree digital picture of everything happening miles away. Extended weapons load. While the F-47 itself can carry precision missiles and bombs, the real magic comes from its drones. Each one can be equipped with air-to-air missiles, anti-radiation weapons, or even hypersonic prototypes, turning the F-47 into a flying arsenal with 10 times the firepower of a conventional jet. Plug-and-play modernization. Just like smartphones receive updates, the F-47 and its wingmen will be modular. Swap in new AI modules, upgrade sensor pods, or reconfigure weapon systems without redesigning the entire jet. The bottom line? The F-47 is less a plane and more a platform, one that can adapt as technology changes, ensuring it stays lethal in the 2030s, 2040s, and beyond. This isn't just a fighter, it's a future-proof war machine. Imagine the Pacific in 2035. A US carrier group is sailing through contested waters. Suddenly, dozens of enemy fighters launch from the Chinese coast. In the past, the Navy would scramble F-18 or F-35s, each pilot risking their life against overwhelming odds. Now, a single F-47 rises from the deck, flanked by 6 loyal wingmen drones. 2 surge ahead, acting as decoys. 2 climb higher, scanning the skies with sensors. The last 2 carry missiles, ready to strike. By the time enemy radars detect them, the formation has already confused their defenses. Missiles are wasted on decoys. Jammers blind their targeting systems. And the real strike comes not from the F-47 itself, but from its unmanned companions. In seconds, the battle is over. 1 pilot, 1 jet, and an entire enemy squadron neutralized. This is the kind of scenario the F-47 is being built for. A future where survivability doesn't mean 1 pilot escaping. It means the enemy never had a chance. For all its futuristic promise, the F-47 faces battles long before it ever meets an enemy. And many of them are happening in Washington, not the skies. The first challenge is cost. The F-22 Raptor already costs over $150 million per jet. The F-35 program has become infamous for delays and overruns, reaching $1.7 trillion in lifetime expenses. Critics argue the F-47 risks becoming just another money sink in a defense budget already stretched to the breaking point. The second is trust. Unmanned wingmen sound powerful, but what if the drones are hacked? What if communication is jammed? What if AI makes the wrong call in the middle of combat? Putting human lives in the hands of semi-autonomous machines is a gamble some generals aren't ready to take. The third is culture. For decades, fighter pilots have been trained to think of themselves as lone warriors, dueling in the skies. The F-47 challenges that identity. Suddenly, the pilot isn't just flying, he's commanding a digital squadron. Some embrace it. Others call it the end of the Top Gun era. And that's the paradox of the F-47. It might be too advanced for its own time. A jet that could redefine combat, if it survives the battles over budgets, politics, and tradition. War isn't just about firepower, it's about money. And here, the F-47 may be as revolutionary as it is in the sky. Right now, the US spends over $11 billion every year just maintaining its fighter fleet. Each F-35 costs well over $100 million, and every lost jet is a devastating financial and human blow. The F-47 aims to change that math by pairing 1 manned fighter with multiple drones. Drones are cheaper. Estimates suggest a loyal wingman could cost as little as 1/3 of a fighter jet. Losing one in combat hurts far less than losing a pilot and an advanced stealth aircraft. Force multiplier effect. Instead of building hundreds of expensive jets, the Air Force could field fewer F-47s, each commanding its own fleet of drones. Long-term savings. Modular drone design means upgrades come as plugins, not full redesigns. In short, the F-47 isn't just a new fighter. It's potentially a way to make America's air power sustainable, both in the sky and in the budget. Every legendary war machine earns a nickname. The aircraft carrier was called Unsinkable. The A-10 became the plane that won't die. For the F-47, its legacy may be this: the fighter that never fights alone. Because this jet isn't just a machine, it's an idea. A rejection of the past, where a single pilot's life decided the outcome of an entire mission. Instead, the F-47 spreads that risk, multiplies that power, and ensures that even if one drone falls, the fight goes on. Picture the battlefield. An F-47 enters hostile skies. Radars light up. Missiles launch. But instead of one target, the enemy suddenly sees 6. Decoys draw the fire. Jammers blind their sensors. Strike drones tear through defenses. And in the middle of it all, the manned jet, the quarterback, remains untouched, orchestrating chaos from above. That's not just survivability. That's inevitability. It's the moment when the very concept of air combat changes. The age of the lone fighter ace ends, and the age of the team in the sky begins. The F-47 isn't being developed in a vacuum. Every move America makes in the skies is being watched and answered by its rivals. In China, engineers are racing to build their own versions of unmanned wingmen. The PLA's stealth drones, like the GJ-11 and FH-97, are already being tested in swarm formations. Their goal is simple: overwhelm US air defenses before American jets can respond. In Russia, projects like the S-70 Okhotnik are designed as stealth drone companions for the Su-57. While less advanced, they signal Moscow's determination to copy the loyal wingman model and field it in numbers. Even America's allies are investing. Australia's Loyal Wingman program has already flown prototypes, while the UK's Tempest 6th generation fighter is being designed with drone integration from the ground up. The message is clear. Whoever perfects manned-unmanned teaming first could control the skies for decades. That's why the F-47 isn't just about America's future. It's about whether the United States can stay ahead in an arms race where machines, not humans, may decide who wins the next war. For over a century, air combat has been defined by a single image. One pilot, one jet, one duel in the sky. The F-47 challenges that image forever. It's not just stealthy. It's not just fast. It's a commander in the sky. A fighter that brings its own digital squadron to the fight. The critics may argue about cost, risk, or trust. But history has shown one truth. Every breakthrough fighter once looked impossible, until it became unstoppable. The A-10 was mocked for being ugly. It became legendary. The aircraft carrier was called too expensive. It became essential. Now the F-47 faces the same moment of doubt. The question is simple. Will this jet become the future of air combat? Or just another ambitious dream left on the drawing board? What do you think? Will pilots ever again fight alone? Or is the F-47 the start of a new era? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of warfare, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next story. Because the sky is changing, and the fighter that never fights alone may already be here.